I just talk? Can we just having a conversation? I just want to talk, okay? As many of you know, I was locked away in a crazy house, mental facility, insane asylum, however you want to call it. And 10 years of my life was stolen from me. Mind you, I have never hurt nobody in my life. Never. I have been attacked and I had to defend myself because of bullies or whatever. But I've never attacked nobody. I've never caused harm to nobody. Now, I have done some dirt in ignorance to small, to animals. Unfortunately, I feel real bad about that, but I was ignorant. I was a silly, stupid child. That's why I love animal life so much. That's why I love to watch the birds, and I like to watch the animals do their thing free. I don't like animals in zoos. I don't like animals in aquariums. I don't like that at all. I want to see animals free. But again, I've never done nothing to nobody. However, I was locked up, and when they lock you away, it's almost like you're dead. You no longer exist, and really you don't. Because once they lock you up, that's it. You have no contact with the outside world. You don't get mail like that no more. You don't know what's happening with the cell phone, the iPhones, or what's going on the internet. A lot of this stuff, the neighborhood where you grew up or where you live, all that's changing. And that's why so many are afraid to be free, because the world that they left no longer exists. And many times the people that you thought loved you, your family, many of them disappeared. They don't really care too much about. They don't want to come to the crazy house and visit you or nothing like that. It's a sad situation. And I'm not going to lie to you, because many times I used to sit at the window and I cried, because I wondered. I tried to be a good person all my life. Listen to me. I tried to be a good person all my life, and I still ended up like a criminal and treated like a criminal. These people calling me a murderer. Ain't murdered nobody. Never even hurt nobody. Never caused nobody no damn fear. This lie they don't put on me. And I asked God, and I asked the devil, why is this happening to me? When you try to do good in your life and something like this still happened to you. Why? Well, I cried and shed tears. Nobody saw me shed tears. And for a man, you're taught you're supposed to be so strong, you're not supposed to shed tears. When you suffer hurt and pain, whether that is mental or physical, you're supposed to cry. You are a human being, male or female. Of course, physical hurt is going to cause some drama. But sometimes mental pain, sometimes it can even be worse, because it can go on and on. When physical pain subsides, that mental thing can go on and on and on. Some people can't get over it. And they end up for real in the crazy house with problems. But you want to know something? They call me a murderer, criminal and all this other garbage. But at the same time, it was a contradiction because my actions never did show that. Even though I felt sorry for myself, even though I felt hurt, even though I felt pain, I still felt empathy for those outside of myself. Look here. Like I've told you on several occasions, I used to do Michael Jackson. The last time I did Michael Jackson impersonation, I did it for them. I wanted to get their attention. Lord knows, out of shape. Lord knows. Whew. But I got their attention. That's what I wanted to do. And the last time I really done my Michael Jackson impersonation was in 2004, I believe. And the reason why, I was not interested in entertaining my enemy. That's not the reason why I wanted to do this. I wanted to entertain those who were clients and victims like myself in that facility. You know why? Because nobody cares about people locked up. There is no superstar. En Vogue is not going to go to the crazy house and sing for those who are in the insane asylum. They're not going to go to the jails and the prisons. Nobody don't give a damn. And you wonder why rehabilitation or trying to get over a sickness looks impossible, because nobody gives a damn. Nobody really cares. Nobody is really helping. The only thing the state and the doctors and the warden of the prisons, the only thing they're looking at is $600 a day. I was worth $600 a day being locked up to them. They did not give a damn whether I was a murderer or whatever I was, whether I had a mental illness or not. The only thing they know, I got this guy and he's making us $600 a day. Everybody in that facility was making them $600 a day. And you have over 3,000 clients, whatever. 3,000 times 600, that's what they're getting a day. A day. And they are paying the staff little or nothing, believe it. $15,000, $20,000 a year. Yes. The sister of Rerun. Y'all know who Rerun is. Rerun on What's Happening. The fat brother. He's deceased now. Made the ancestors be happy with him. His sister worked in the nut house. She was my nurse at one time. Karen Berry. I believe that was her name. Karen Berry. And they said that Rerun came to that facility to entertain the clients. The only star that would come who thought about people in jail, prison, mental facility. He's the only one. Fred Rerun Berry. He's also from the St. Louis area. So I'm looking at these poor people. There's nothing wrong with me at all. But I'm looking at these people, and I know some of them are, something is wrong with their mind. Some of them are just drug addicts. Some of them are just alcoholics. Some of them have committed murder and pedophilia and these other crimes. But I've heard many of their stories. You don't think people wake up one morning and say, "Ooh, I want to be a pedophile. Ooh, I want to kill somebody. I want to be a murderer today." That's not how things work. Things happen to folks. And unfortunately, you know, and I felt sorry. Actually, felt more sorry for them than me, because I know ain't nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with me, except I got railroaded. So I decided, not for my enemy, but for these clients, for these victims of this system, as well for myself, because it was therapy for me. I wanted to do my Michael Jackson impersonation, and I told them that's what I wanted to do. And the sisters, that was always my friend, y'all, I love black women, I love my sisters. They knew I wanted to do this, and they said, let's do it the right way. Because I was just going to go, do my impersonation. They said, no. We got the hat, we got the glove, they got the makeup, make my skin light. That's a hard job. Because they had to pack it on. I'm so dark skinned, they was like, woo, we have to really put some light makeup on you. And yeah. So that was the biggest event that facility ever had. Almost everybody in that facility wanted to come see this. And I did turn it out. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say this, y'all. What is the best religion? The best religion is to treat somebody like you want to be treated. It's not Christianity. It's not Islam. It's not Judaism. It's not none of your religions. Has nothing even to do with a God. Just treat people like you want to be treated. If I was so mentally imbalanced, if I was really in that situation, I would be so happy. And one of the Caucasian girls, something's wrong with her mind. She actually thought I was Michael Jackson. She was like, Michael. That was amazing, for real. I'll tell you something else. Treat people like you want to be treated. Of course, as you know, well, men don't do it like they used to. Men used to open doors for women, the car doors or whatever, and, treat the gentleman thing. But, just recently, I started a little experiment. I would help men open the door for men, help an old man put his groceries in the car. I would help men. And the men would look shocked, just like women would. Many women today would look very shocked. This guy trying to help me, and you don't want nothing? No, Terry, I don't want nothing now. But hey, don't you know those men appreciated that? They were like, wow, they were just, why would you do this? Because I want to treat somebody the way I want to be treated. I don't want nothing for it. When I get older and I have problems getting the groceries in my car, maybe a younger person would help me. Somebody open a door for me. We just courtesy to one another, whether we are male or female. We are gentlemen to women and men. We are gentle to both genders. Ain't that a wonderful feeling? Ain't that a wonderful? Just kind to one another, regardless to your race, gender, sexual orientation, and all these other stuff that we got going on. Just treat a person the way we want to be treated. If world leaders would do that among countries, oh man, it would be so. But you got idiots. They're not going to do right to save their life. They're not going to do it. Just like many of you, the posted speed limit is 25. You got to do 30, 40. You're just not going to do it. That's where the problem lies. Our own selfishness, our own rebellion. What are you rebelling? Why are you rebelling against something that is good for us? I was speaking with one of my brothers, and just joking around, And the younger brother, this brother is younger than I am. And I don't know if he was serious or if he was just joking. But he said, brother, can I take over? Can I take over your ministry? Will you give it to me? And I'm like, no. No. But see, this is the thing. It's not the fact that I would have a problem with turning the reins over to a younger person, this ministry, over to somebody else. That's not the problem. In this case, this brother, clearly he was joking because he does not have the right mentality. He does not have the right mindset in order to be the figurehead of this ministry. To be the figurehead of this ministry means you are the head Negro in charge. You are the CEO. So when all the heat comes, when all the questions come, I have to be able to answer those questions. I have to be able to take the heat from the consequences of those who don't like what comes from this platform. And he is nowhere ready for nothing like that. However, I would embrace and I would be so happy at any time a younger person, if they decided to come under my wing, and I would show them how this goes, and our purpose, our goal, and our vision, and what I expect the ultimate resolve, or the what's the word I'm looking for? If they understand that, and I thought without a shadow of a doubt, this person, this younger person, could rep this ministry, I would. Do you know? Is there anybody out there who's ready? I would be happy to hang up my info poster and sit back in the cut. Do you know why? There's an old saying, old men. I'm not really old, but old men for counsel, young men for war. Now, whether I like it or not, I'm an older person. And the reality is, and I really try, believe me, I really try. But I don't have the energy. I don't have the fire that I used to have when I was in my 20s. I just don't have it. I really try, but I just can't get it going. Then what makes it even worse for me is when I got locked up, I had to use so much energy to fight 10 years worth of crap. It just wore me out, man. Just wore me out. When I was in the Nation of Islam, I gave my all, at least 7 strong years. A lot of energy. Then I got locked up. 10 years of fighting these beasts, these demons. A lot of it. So that's 17 years of just, whoo, I can't even, you cannot even fathom. A lot of energy. So when you are at war, we don't call for the older guy unless we have to. When we call for war, you call and you seek the younger person, male or female. Most times, we seek the male because, of course, the male is stronger, and we mentally, we're more designed for that type of activity, more so than women are. But I do know that y'all sisters, some of y'all can throw down, probably better than some of these guys can. And there's no doubt. But I have no problem. Anybody out there you come under my wing, we get this together, y'all young brothers, and you can become the most powerful voice on YouTube, and you too can have 100 of your channels terminated. You know, I have no problem with that. Because I understand, and I don't care about showing my face. I don't have to show my face. I don't have to be out here in the public. I can let this young man, I can let this young woman sit in this chair and do their thing. And I can sit back in the cut and just counsel and just show them. It reminds me of when you're teaching somebody how to ride a bike. You put them on the bike and you hold them up, you give them a little shove, things of that nature, until they are able to ride on their own. Because I want this young man, I want this young woman to ride on their own. I don't want you to depend on me. Because I'm not going to be here always anyway. We are going to die. Or we are going to get sick. We'll mess around and get so sick, we wish we was dead. And I am no good to you being sick, and I'm definitely no good to you being dead. So you have to be able, and I have to counsel you to the point where I can push you, groom you to the point where now you're on your own, and hopefully you can ride that bike, and you can ride it not only as good as I can, but better. But here's the problem, brothers and sisters. In the so-called African American community, in the so-called black community, and perhaps in societies in America and around the earth, which is controlled by men, So if you don't like the world, blame it on men. That's right. You are correct in doing so. And see, look at this. I use this as an example. Lions live in a pride. And that old lion will not move out of the way and allow the younger generation to come in. He has to be physically removed. He will not give up his seat. I'm the king of this jungle. He will not move. The younger males have to actually force him out, if not kill him. He will not give up his dominant role. See, this is part of the sickness that a lot of men have. They don't like talking about it. They would rather talk about, well, you know, the black woman do this and women do this. What about your damn problems? We as males have some serious problems. So we have many organizations, and you have these old men. Look at President Trump, old guy. Look at most of your senators and Congress people. All these is a bunch of old folks, out of tune with reality, living back in the 50s, living back in the 60s. They're not up to date on nothing, but they control and running stuff. Younger people with a different mentality, with new ideas, different way of looking at things, need to be in these positions. But these old dogs who can't learn new tricks just sit there. They just sit there. And you wonder why society and the earth, the world of humanity, is in the condition that we're in. All these old fogies sitting around waiting to die in their position. Well, you know, I've been in this organization for 55 years. I've been running this organization for 40 years. You mean to tell me, out of all this time, there has been no young person worthy that can qualify to take your place before you get all this gray hair, rheumatism, and senile? Nobody, no younger person that you can counsel, that you can guide. See, that's because they want the praise. They can't give up the praise. That lion likes being in control. He likes running the show. but your time is up. Everything has a time period. And I understand why many soul brothers are like this, because we've never been nothing. So if we are the captain of the football team, if we are the president of the United States, well, you know, the president of the United States, you only have a certain amount of time. But you the president of the NAACP, you the head of the Nation of Islam, whatever group, all these different groups, the men, till death do us part. And when you have something like that, you are living under a dictatorship. But at the same time, I thought a dictatorship is supposed to be something that's bad. The problem with a dictatorship is you get a person, an old fogey, somebody that has been in office that don't change with the time. And they become self-indulgent. And it becomes not about the people and what the people need, or what your followers need, or what the citizens need. It's all about you. You want your face on TV. You want your face on Instagram. You want your face on Facebook and YouTube. You want all this praise when you should be giving your seat up to a younger person that can take your country, your organization to the next level. And while you are alive, you can help counsel and guide them to help them be successful. But no, they want to sit back in the cut. Selfish men. I would have no problem. I'm hoping, and as they say in religion, I'm praying. I want somebody. If they could do it before the year is out, here, take this ministry to the next level. Let me sit back in the cut. And of course, I know some of y'all like me. I know some of y'all, you do like me, don't you? Okay. I'm not going to stop talking. I still, talk and do my thing or whatever. But you are to be made to know I'm no longer the head honcho. I've given the steering wheel to a younger man with the energy that can do things I know I can't do because I just don't have the energy no more. I have a little creativity. I have vision. And I had all that to my predecessor. Because I want him or her to be successful. No problem. I can find something else to do. Well, I still be, like I said, I'll still be in the cut. Except my role would be more of a counsel. Because I'm getting too old for this war. I just can't do it. Physically, I know I can't do it like I used to. And mentally, you're just getting older. You just can't do it. You can sound like you can, but believe me, ask Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan feels good, and he wants to play basketball. Michael Jordan knows he cannot return to the NBA. It's over. It's a wrap. You have to move out the way for the younger folks, just like somebody moved out the way for you. But unfortunately, many times, we have to wait for somebody to die. They hold on to their little position for dear life. They don't have to work or do nothing. They just want to hold on. Let these younger people, let them have that position. Let them live their life. Because when you dead and gone, they got to deal with it anyway. Okay. Excuse me a moment. I'm tired, but I want to talk. And I'm also angry because I'm part of this male gender, and this gender is quite embarrassing for me to be part of. I'm embarrassed and I am ashamed. But of course, as you know, there's nothing I can do with it. It's truly pathetic. It makes me angry that soul brothers, or this black man, this Negro man, whatever you want to call yourself, the African man, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever you call yourself, many of us just are so pathetic and, oh wow, that's being nice. What has happened to us? Why aren't we trying to be better? We claim that we know what manhood is, but our actions show we don't. Look, I was just thinking, how can a man teach a boy or a younger man to hate, actually hate? And on social media, for the last few years, at least 10 years, you have a group of men. When one dies out, he is replaced with another. And because of the inexperience and the naive mind, immature mind of so many of these young brothers, they embrace this hatred towards their own mother and daughters and female cousins and aunts, and well, they try to give a little slack to their own relatives. But when you hate your mother, when you say black woman, black women, soul sisters, you have to include all of them. There is no, you can't put this one in this category. You talking about all. In fact, one of the leaders of this movement always say over 90%. Look, I'm trying to understand the mentality of a man or men that hate their own woman. I have not seen. If there is, please show me. I don't see this kind of movement. No matter what the women in other people do, you don't see their men come out and speak the way that the Negro, the soul brother, the African Americanist, whatever, the way they speak against our sisters. I've never seen such. Look, let me tell you something. When I was growing up, the only thing, no matter what a woman's supposed to have done or what she's doing, even though some brothers was going through bad divorces, the best thing that I would hear out of the minds or out of the mouths of my elder brothers, they would tell me as a young person, man, don't get married. And of course I would see, and there would be, and I would hear about instances of physical abuse some of these men did against these women. But I've never heard or saw a group of men actually get together and form that little thing. You remember the Little Rascals? The man-woman hating club. That's gay as a mug. And then that sounds gay as a, the man-woman hating club. That's what you see all over YouTube. These men, the man-woman hating club. Hate your own women. What the heck? What the? I saw a video. Didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. Just tripped off the title. It said, "Black woman, we know your tricks and manipulation." Oh, no. These people are so pathetic. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wow. It's just mind blowing to me. And all the root of this is because they are having problems dating the sisters or whatever. That's at the root of it. The problem is you. If you was a man, any kind of man, and then you want to be picky and choosy because somebody don't want you, but at the same time, the women that want you, you don't want them. It's truly hypocritical. Black women, we know your tricks and manipulation. like there's a group that all the sisters belong to, this group or this organization, and they teach the sisters how to trick and manipulate y'all Negroes. Who are the leaders of this group? What is this organization that y'all talking about? Please tell me, because I have no idea. I don't know. What father would teach his son something like this? And then they tell you about the two-parent household. Is this what the father is teaching their son in a two-parent household? Then clearly I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want to promote nothing like that. And what is happening, what is really happening to the sister in this type of environment where the son and the father actually hates womanhood? What's up with her? How does she feel? The daughters and the mother in a two-parent household, and the father is teaching his son this insanity. Mind you, marriage is nothing but a ritual. Being married does not guarantee you're going to raise what y'all might call some type of perfect family. There are two-parent households which produce some of the worst people you ever seen in your life. And you also have single mothers that produce children that go on to do fantastical things. Marriage is nothing but a ritual. However, it's an enslavement by the male to the female. Remember, at one time, the marriage vows was serve your man. You have to serve this guy. Serve your husband. Remember, that was in one of the original marriage vows. Serve. In other words, you are his slave. It did not turn around and say, and you serve her. Did not say that. You serve your husband. A lot of these women in these two-parent households, many of these women are not happy because the man they thought they married, once they married this guy, he turned into something else. And many of our sisters, many women in general, stay in these marriages. A lot of them because many of you are hooked on that religion stuff, and God don't like divorce. So you stay in these marriages and you tolerate abuse, you tolerate neglect, you tolerate so much crap to keep your family together, to give this illusion that you have a happy marriage going on. Not to say that many of these people are not involved in happy marriages, but at the same time, remember, there was happy slaves. What is happy about slavery? However, you did have happy slaves, and they kissed their massa, and they would die for their massa. Same thing many women do in some of these marriages. And the male can do basically anything he does. He would cheat one time, he would cheat 2 times, come in home drunk, slap her around. I forgive you. I won't do it again, baby. Beat her up 9 or 10 times a month. She tolerates this in your two-parent household. That's why sisters, that's why women in general getting sick of marriage, because they don't want to be locked down in this madness with these crazy men that change. Once a woman get married, they think they got them a in-house slave. And then you put these women in these positions where if the male or the husband dies, she just out of luck. He don't have no insurance. How's she gonna take care of herself? Or you leave her for another woman and you're not gonna take care of your children, your 5 children. So she has to try to find a way to take care of herself and the 5 children you left her. Many women end up stripping and prostitution or going crazy, become alcoholics and drug addicts and all this. But if she was an independent woman, and an independent sister can get married, but when you know that you can take care of yourself, whether he is there or not, that's a good thing. I love the independent woman. Cool. It's all right with me. I'm like Janet Jackson. All right with me. It's all right with me. How can any man sit around and actually teach a boy, a younger man, because you messed up, to hate the mother? These women, y'all sisters, y'all the mother. You're a mother. And one of the excuses many of these guys get is, well, the black women been talking about black men for the last 40 years. It's our turn to defend ourselves and talk. So you telling me because women are idiots, because women are silly, you got to be silly too. The problem is you claim to be a leader. She's not supposed to be the leader, right? You cannot behave like she do if you're the leader. So maybe that explains why we are in the condition that we are in today, because y'all silly, she's silly, we all silly. We might as well be Bozo the Clown. You're supposed to be a leader. So why are you acting like her? If she's silly, she hates you and acting all whack or whatever. And mind you, at the root of our sister's behavior is that it goes back to the male. Our abuse, beating her up, don't treat her like an equal partner. So when the Caucasian woman starts talking about feminism, she said, yeah, that sounds good to me. The reason why the Caucasian woman or the pink woman become a feminist is because she was abused by her man. She was not allowed to own property. She experienced all types of exploitation and etc., etc., etc. That's why she's doing what she's doing, because she was not treated right, fair, and just by her man. So at the root of feminism, whether you like it or not, is because of the man. So actually, the reality is the man, the male, created feminism. Just like the racists created Black Power family. If it was not for racism, there would be no Black Power. If it was not for racism and slavery, there would be no black supremacy or Pan-Africanism or all this other stuff that oppressed people come up with because they have been abused. What you expect somebody to do? It's called crime. The sisters for 40 years have been crying. Why are you treating me this way? Why are you doing this? But you want to be like your massa. And you angry that the sisters won't tolerate it. They would rather leave the race. I don't like that, but nobody's going to continue to be in a house getting their ass whooped. That's the bottom line. I said ass, A-Z-Z. I have to stand with the sisters. The problem with the male is that you want to make claims. I'm the head of household. I should lead the family. I'm a leader and I'm the protector of women and all these different things. This is what you say out of your mouth, but you're not doing it. But at the same time, you want respect from your soul sister, your black woman, who you do not protect, who you do not provide, who you don't really do a damn thing for. Everything you get directly or indirectly comes from your massa. You don't get nothing outside of what massa give you. I don't care if you are Jay-Z, Sean P. Diddy Combs, Barack Obama, whoever dark-skinned man in this country. You do not go out and get nothing on your own. It is directly or indirectly due to your massa. Nothing has changed since slavery. I want to use this as an example for my sisters before you continue to go ahead and try to bash brothers, soul brothers, and black men. Now, in nature, I'm going to use the bison, the buffalo, for an example. Most of the male buffalo, they have these long horns. And when they are under a threat, what will happen is they will make a circle. And these males, who are the strongest and the biggest, they will be on the outside of this circle with their big horns ready to deal with the enemy. The females with smaller horns and smaller than the males, she will be she will be right behind him. And in the dead center is all the babies and the sick or the wounded. If the males fall, then, if the males fall, then it is expected for the females to take up the protection of the babies. Why are you saying this? If you're going to talk about black men and you are better, then if the male is no longer a male and he has fallen, then it is your responsibility to protect the babies. It's your responsibility to protect the children of the future. And you're not doing your job either, sister. You're sitting on your ass watching soap operas. You're sitting on your ass wondering what kind of new makeup is coming out. You're doing no different than the male is. What are you doing any better, any different? You're not a protector. And you would think that because life comes from your womb, you would be more aggressive, because in nature, if you mess with a mama bear, a mama pig, or any female animal, they go ballistic and crazy. But here you are, you've been living with an enemy going on 500 years. They shoot your babies. They shoot your babies in the face. They rape and do all kinds of evil things to your children, and you don't do nothing. You do less than a mama bear, less than a mama pig, mama goat, mama bird, or any of these things, and you think you better? Wow, you got some nerve. In fact, during slavery, you have fallen so low and really don't know what to do as a mother. Instead of teaching your men to fight and be strong, we actually, the soul sisters, the black women, the slave woman, actually taught the male, you need to, when the white man come around, you need to look down on the ground and you need to submit. When he was rebellious, when he wanted to be a soldier, when he wanted to fight, it was your mother. And even to this day, it is your mothers that's telling these men, don't do that, because I understand, because they want to save your life. But they don't understand that you have to be, as a male, you have to stand up and be strong, and you're a fighter and you're a warrior. You are the first line of defense. And you don't want your boys and your men to be that. And it's time. He is supposed to protect you. He's trying to do his duty, and you're telling him, and you're crying, oh, don't do that. It's got to be another way. Let us go vote. Get your education. Anything except fight. Well, you're going to lose. We don't know what we're going to do till you try. How many times have you tried as a whole? Yeah, of course these devils are going to knock down a few little this and a few little that. But when you get your act together and really decide, I'm finna deal with this once and for all, we don't know because you're too cowardly. You cowardly because you listen to weak women and you have not yet, you keep talking this I'm a warrior and God thing, but that's not really in you because you're a slave. That's nothing but feel good talk. And this woman going to talk about black men. And here she is. She has become so low that at one time, this pink guy had to rape her in order to have her body. Now, she makes all kinds of excuses. Oh, the men is so weak. The weak men coming from your womb. Where do you think these men come from? They just didn't appear out of the sky. If there's a weak man, he had a mother. He came from somebody's womb, and it was yours. And clearly, if he's weak, then you produced him. Not to say now, there are some strong sisters, but see, this environment, the very environment that we are in, is not designed, it's not created to produce a strong black man, a strong soul brother, nor a strong black woman, nor a strong soul sister. It was not created for that. It was created for you to be a weak-ass slave. This is what you must understand. What you must understand is if we know better, then we need to encourage our people to come from up out of this mentality of being weak-minded. Both genders are dysfunctional. Both. You so dysfunctional, soul sister, that you give yourself to the enemy because the black man ain't good enough. So you're going to give yourself to an enemy that rape you over and over again. That's insanity. That's crazy. You're going to actually suggest to us to go to other soul sisters that they should forget the black men that come from their womb and go to the peckerwood. The one that raped you outright because he can smile. This environment was created for that, for you to turn against your man, for the man to turn against his woman. Can't you see the dysfunction? You will not have that here because the woman has a responsibility, and as well as the male. Both of us, all of us are dysfunctional. Both of us are called dead. That's what Negro means. That's why this devil call us Negro, because we are mentally dead. Pretending to be a human being. Pretending to try to live normal. Whatever normal is. Both of us need rehabilitation. But the problem with rehabilitation, at some point, the drug addict or the alcoholic was functioning as what some may say normal. The problem with us, we've never been normal to begin with. We are not climbing a hill, we are climbing a mountain. We have a lot of problems, internal mental problems that we have to overcome. So the soul sister is no better than the brother. Don't come here trying to talk about what men do and what men don't do, because you are in no position to tell nobody nothing, just like he is. Both of us are sick. And you are so sick that you will throw your man under the bus. You are so sick that you will call your massa for any reason on your man to get him in trouble because he does something you don't like. The enemy. You don't know how to talk to your man. Your man don't know how to talk to you. Can't you see this dysfunction? And then, sister, you keep talking about, I want a strong man. I want a good man. But when that man shows up, you really don't want him. You really want a flunky that you can control. You won't even let this man, who is supposed to be a leader, supposed to protect you and the children, supposed to provide, you won't even let him try. You won't even encourage and inspire him. So you will come to my site, and you go to many sites where you can put him down and try to break him down, make him feel worse than what he already is, because he don't know. The purpose of this channel is for us to know. I know that truth hurts. I know it don't feel good on both sides, but both of us need to hear and be brought to reality so we can straighten this thing up, so that we can become human beings, so that we can understand what a man's supposed to do according to us, not according to looking at what Chinese people do or pink people or anybody else. We will determine what our man's supposed to do. We will determine what our woman's supposed to be. You won't let this man try to be a man because you've been put in that position for so long. You can't let go. You think you're the man and the woman. You can't be the man and the woman. Let us attempt, encourage the brothers to be better instead of trying to degrade and down somebody. If you don't know how to help them, then send the brothers to channels, send them to brothers in places where they can get help, so they can get the knowledge that they need, so they can create the correct mentality, the right mindset, so they can do better. Both of us trying to bring each other down when both of us are down. You can't get no lower than a nigger. Do you understand? So don't do that here. We are a team here, and all of us should be wanting to bring ourselves up. You ain't better than me. I'm not better than you. Both of us have the same common enemy in the same situation. So let's not do that, okay? Jot down your comment. Let's talk about it.